Hello everyone. Today is Wednesday, June 17th, 2026 at 3:24 p.m. in the afternoon. I made it back. Excuse me to make my nose itch. I'm trying to not talk loud. I'm trying to keep my voice down. Um I didn't have a good outcome at court, but I'm glad I'm not in jail, but they threatened, you know. Um So, like, nobody came through to help me with dinner last night, but I had a little bit of funds, and all I was able to get was I haven't had Pizza Hut in years, but in the area, all I was able to get was a buy one get one free cheese pizza. And I'm like, wow, this is by design since this, you know, I didn't want to, have no doggone Pizza Hut. I haven't had Pizza Hut since 2018, but they manipulated things to be like, well, that was all I could afford for I had like $7 and something, and that was all I had the money for on a little voucher that somebody gave me. So, but someone paid for me to have a hotel last night, and they threatened to wrongfully take me to jail today. But everything that's going on is just so wrong, you know. So last night, you know, it took me a little while to get to the hotel, but I made it there, and I took a shower, washed my hair and everything, made sure to not get in the bed dirty. But I was supposed to wash myself twice, but I washed myself one good time, and I hand washed my garments that I had, like my dress and underclothes and stuff. Excuse me, that's all I was able to do. And excuse me. And after, the hotel, I had just a couple of dollars left over to get me like a little snack or something. And last night I, took a shower and hand washed my clothes and sit them out to air dry, and this morning they were still wet, but they eventually dried. But I was able to sleep for at least between 6 and 8 hours, but I had to keep getting up every hour to go to use the bathroom, and some of the fluid like draining out of my legs. So, but I had a little bit of perp activity here and there, but like earlier today, um, I had a little bit of funds that a cab driver had gave me, and excuse me, all I was able to eat was I got me a pulled pork sandwich and some lemonade, raspberry lemonade, and some chips. But um this morning all I had was some leftover of the oatmeal cookies that I had last night, you know. But there was a couple of online perps that made fake harassing comments this morning, and the perps trying to illegally wait till the middle of the night to call my phone and everything. So the fake CIA whole perp yesterday he revealed himself as Brian Borderline. So that was him illegally harassing me via email and calling my phone without my permission. without my consent. And you know, nobody told you to harass me. Nobody told you to try to contact me. You know you're not supposed to talk to me. You know you're supposed to stay away from me. So, here's what happened at court. Um, I got off the bus at like a little bit after noon, probably, or about noon, and I sat down. I brushed my teeth this morning. I don't know why the left side of my tongue hurts, but I didn't bite the left side of my tongue. But yeah, I got off the bus and waited for like a while, and then 12:37, I put my stuff through the thing when they do security and check your bags and whatever. Well, I had to leave my bags down and leave my stuff down. I came upstairs and I was told where to sit, and they had this light brown big gnat that kept touching and harassing me. It triggered my Tourette's. And shortly after I sat down, and then the person in front of me had long dreadlocks, and it's like the fly flew on her back, and I said, "There's a gnat on your back." And the bailiff, I think that's what y'all call it, a bailiff, that he walked up to me and said, "Shh." And I was wondering, what did I do wrong? And I was looking all over the courtroom, hoping I wouldn't see any of the fake red triangle stalkers, hoping I wouldn't see any of them. And I'm looking all around, hoping that they're not at the court. But they had a black guy. I think he might have been one of the people that came and checked in before I did, right before, like, he was 2 people ahead of me. And he kept giving me mean looks, threatening looks in the courtroom when I wasn't really trying to stare at him. I'm just looking all over to see, if any of the perps illegally in the courtroom, Because how do they know, if they're not physically there, how do they know all the activity of what's going on in the court? And yesterday, the fake Mark Russell perp tried to harass me and lie and say, "Oh, Candy's lying about the court date." And, "Oh, how come I don't see your name on the court dockets?" Because it's not your business. When y'all the ones doing this highly criminal. And the stalkers kept lying and saying, "Oh, Candy's lying about these court dates. The court case been over." But they're in cahoots with the fake judge. So I was looking all over, and they had this teenage white boy that gave me threatening looks. When I was trying to look all over to see if any of the perps were in the courtroom. I wasn't trying to stare particularly at anyone else that was there, fighting criminal charges. But I'm not going to say what other people court experiences were, but I just talk about mine. So of course they forced, like a lot of time they forced me to wait until last or almost always last. So they called everybody up before me and forced me to wait until last to be seen by the judge. Remember I told y'all the last court date where the fake prosecutor was talking to the other ladies. I don't know what their job title is, but he was having fake, directed conversation about Kate and Maxine. I mean, talking about some relative. I think he was talking about some relative having a set of new little babies or something, twins or something named Kate and Maxine. I don't remember what. I just remember it was gang stalking directed conversation. But that prosecutor has perped me before, and they were mad at me for denying a fake public offender, the fake public defender, in which the public defender is just used to take more fines and more fees away from you. The end result would have been the same. So I'm here with so the fake police officer finally showed up. Fake Officer Lowry. I don't know his first name, but fake Officer Lowry of the Gretna police. He was there during the first arrest back in 2024. And he was there at the January 9th arrest. And that's the same fake officer that he pretended to be fake nice with the accident last month on the bus. And he was there on the scene, and he pretended to be fake nice and talk about, oh, are you staying out of trouble? So, but he would be abusive, during the calls or whatever. I mean, when the stalkers were prank calling, illegally SWAT or whatever. So, I mean, all the times I've been to court, I didn't know that we were supposed to be quiet and not say anything in the courtroom. So why? I could go to jail just by telling someone you have a fly sitting on your back or you have a gnat sitting on your back. But I had a Tourette's episode with the flies, harassing me and stuff, But all these people talking in court, why am I the only one who get told something? Or how come the prosecutors can talk in court and have conversations that don't pertain to, people's criminal activity or whatever, or defense or whatever? But, excuse me. So when it was my turn to come, they had made sure to force me to wait until last. And, they were mad that I rejected the fake public defender. They were mad. But I would have been forced to have to pay an extra $40 or $140 just to get a fake public defender that's not gonna not gonna be on your side or not gonna listen to you or whatever, So basically, the fake police officer lied under oath. Officer Lowry lied under oath. So, excuse me. He, well, I'll tell y'all what really happened. So this Gretna library right here, I left January 9th of 2025 last year. I think it was a Thursday night, and it was supposed to snow that night. And I was asking, I had left the library, I left out of the library doors. I left out of the library doors at, when did I leave out? It was about 4:55 p.m. in the afternoon, or maybe even before that, maybe 4:51, 4:52. It was before the library actually closed. And then I went around to the front and was live streaming for at least 2.5 hours. Live streaming, trying to get help for $80 for the motel that was down the street, in which the stalkers lied on me, and I'm wrongfully permanently banned from there because they wait till the day it actually snowed, about somewhere around approximately January 25th or something like that. January 25th, 6th, or 7th. 25th, 26th, or 27th, somewhere around there. That it was 2 days after the snowfall, and they lied on me and got me wrongfully banned. The hotel didn't even want to tell me what I did or said wrong. All they said it was there were too many people calling making complaints, when it was the stalkers making false calls. But back to January 9th, I was live streaming asking for help. And fake Damnesia, the fake Darnell Williams perp, he I wasn't paying much attention because I was engaging who I thought was my supporters, subscribers, and everybody except, I don't remember if Miss Maxine was in the chat that day or not. But she was the only one that did not turn her back on me. But I don't remember if she was in the chat, but everybody else turned against me. Everybody else. Excuse me. And fake Mr. Rodney, he turned against me and joined the cult 2 days prior. So I'm live streaming and trying to engage with who I thought was my supporters, and it's freezing cold outside. It's already dark, taking a long time, and I remember fake Damnesia, the fake Darnell Williams perp, saying sell your soul right now. If you don't sell your soul, I'm going to call the police and tell them you broke into the library building with a screwdriver. And it just went over my head that they were doing so much activity that I couldn't keep up with. Not that I was trying to ignore anybody, but, and next thing you know, the police speed up really fast, and on my live stream I have where Officer Lowry was running up to me, like the way they came in, and the way they I don't know if they were gonna crash into me or crash into the library building, but they were about to crash into. It seemed like they were about to crash into something. And then they rough handled me. I don't remember if they walked or ran up to me and rough handled me without allowing me to explain myself. When I didn't put my hands up to resist, but I'm like, please give me a chance to explain myself. I was told that I'm allowed to be here. They didn't give me that chance. They just rough handled, put me in handcuffs, rough handled, and threw me to the ground. And I hit my left head. But my left head conked onto the concrete. But I didn't feel amazingly, I didn't feel any pain or anything like that. So, and they rough handled and threw my phone on the ground and broke it. One of the other phones that I had, because it was last year, Excuse me, and that has happened all 3 arrests. If I'm live streaming or if I'm not live streaming, it's shortly after I had uploaded a video. But the May 9th arrest, I was live streaming also, same scenario. But for January 9th, they lied and said that I did break into the library with a screwdriver. That for January 9th arrest. And then May 9th, they lied and said I tried to break into the library with the screwdriver. So, y'all, you stalkers, you police officers, prosecutors, court judges, y'all got a lot of blood on y'all hands. Y'all going, and I told the judge to his face, you're going to hell. I said, y'all all going to hell. And that's when he said, watch your mouth before you go to jail. I said, y'all all going to hell. I don't care. I said, y'all all going to hell. After he lied and said I am guilty, but I'll tell y'all about that. But after, like, in court today, when I say y'all all going to hell, I don't care. Excuse me. And when I say I don't care, it's like, I don't care what y'all do to me. because I know I'm innocent. But then I did care because I didn't want to go to jail or nothing, I was just saying, with my Tourette's flaring up, they triggered me and stuff. So, but anyway, so yeah, the fake, so like when they illegally swatted me last year, they made false police calls and thought it was funny. Excuse me. Because it was December 21st, 2024, they illegally swatted me and came very close to wrongfully throwing me in jail. But they didn't. And they illegally swatted me here at this Gretna library, and excuse me, and I almost went to jail that day because the stalkers prank called the cops and lied and said that it was a schizophrenic crazy woman, that they were driving past the library and they heard a schizophrenic crazy woman screaming. And so, Officer Lowry was there that day and told me, "You're out of Claire's business." I'm like, "But I was told I'm allowed to be here." Excuse me, So the officers, they just, for the, January 9th arrest, also they illegally swatted me December 21st, December 31st. December 31st, they sent state police to come and harass me in New Orleans when I was downtown on the streets. And they had the state police to come and harass me or whatever. And that was when Camilla first ever came in my chat, and she said what they did was illegally swatting me, Excuse me. And Camilla had been around ever since then. So it was like the early morning of December 31st of 2024 that, they got the state police. But at that time, I did not say I wanted to hurt or kill myself, but the stalkers, they lied. They called and told multiple lies. Like I put in the community post, you got to scroll down a couple of posts where the stalkers bragged and laughed about how they prank called Dollar Tree and lied and said I smeared shit on the walls or whatever, and said, "Oh, I hope you don't get banned, ha ha ha." So all the false calls that they're making to places, to have me either wrongfully banned or for them to illegally swat me and have me wrongfully thrown in jail, excuse me. So, when it was 5 male police officers hurry up and got out of the police vehicles and didn't get them. I raised my hands out like, wait a minute, please, let me explain myself. They jerked the phone out of my hand, threw my phone on the ground, and threw and broke my phone, rough handled and put me in handcuffs and slammed and threw me to the ground. My head conked and hit the ground. And then, and I was trying to explain myself, and they had a young child-looking police officer that kept saying, "Shut up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut up, shut up." And I'm like wondering, what's going on? Like they didn't even tell me what I did wrong in the first place. They just ran to start trying to arrest me and everything. And then, like, excuse me, you can hear the audio on the live stream where they said, we got a call saying that you tried to break it. They said we got a call saying that you broke into the library with a screwdriver. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not even true. That time for January 9th, they said we got a call that you broke into the library with a screwdriver. And then fake Darnell Williams perp, he admitted that he lied, bragged and admitted and laughed. And then the next day after I got out of jail and I was trying to live stream or something like that, trying to ask for help hotel help out of the cold. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to call the police and tell them. I'm going to call the police and lie and tell them that that you broke into the U-Haul vans, the U-Haul trucks across the street. I'm like, y'all need to stop doing this. This is not a game. This is not funny. This is not funny. So, all the illegal swatting and false police calling, you're too old to be calling yourself trying to prank people in your 50s and 60s, however old y'all are. Thinking this is hurting people and thinking it's funny or thinking it's a video game. And you're 70 and 80 years old. All because I won't submit to their cult, their satanic cult, because I won't worship the devil. So speaking of the devil, guess what the court judge I caught him doing today? Well, I can't demonstrate it because the stalkers would screenshot and then circulate and lie and say that I'm the one flashing those hand signs. But I just verbally described to y'all that you see how you have the knuckles on your on a table like this? Well, he had this finger and this finger simultaneously. What does that mean? Devil horns. The judge today in court. He had his hands like that. I saw him. So, the fake court judge Raymond Osborne, you're a confirmed devil worshiper. And I don't even know if he had a Masonic ring on. I don't remember. But he did that with his left hand. Excuse me. He flashed the devil horns like that. And the fake public defender, I say offender, all the times he flashed the 666 satanic hand signs with his left hand. In the deaf sign language that say A-OK, 666 hand sign, that hand sign. He flashed at least 3 or 4 times talking to me. But, when the people use the satanic devil horns hand sign and they want to say, oh, it means in deaf sign language, it means I love you. The judge don't love me. He don't care about me. They hate me. So this is what the excuse me. The Officer Lowry got on well, I guess he named 4 other male officers other than himself. I thought he named four officers total. 4 male officers. Excuse me, but it was 5 male officers that showed up, and then later on it was 1 female to come and molest me that day, January 9th, to call herself trying to frisk me for any weapons or this or that, whatever. She kept touching me in my freaking private parts. It made me feel uncomfortable, But I don't remember, and I couldn't even hear everything that was said. That seemed like even on the even when talking into the microphone, it's like I couldn't even hear everything the fake Officer Lowry was trying to say. But he told so many lies, like, I can't believe they're straight up lying on me. He lied under oath. He swore to tell the truth and told nothing but lies spewing out of his mouth. Nothing but a doggone joke. So he talked as if it's gospel truth and there's evidence of me. He said that I tried to break into the library. He said that there were a bunch of people, so just not one. He said it was a bunch of people, the fake red triangle called criminals, that, excuse me, he was trying to say that a bunch of people called in on using Crime Stoppers phone number, that they called in on Crime Stoppers phone number and called and said that I tried to break into a library building. No, last year, y'all lied and said that someone called saying that I did break in. There was no evidence of me breaking in, and there was no evidence of me trying to break in. You did not check for me. You did not check for a screwdriver. You did not check to see if I had any screwdriver. I had no screwdriver. Now, I think when they illegally swatted me October 8th, 2024, for NOPD on the Orleans Parish downtown, excuse me, they sent, I think his name was Officer Roar, and a female officer. I think they falsely accused me of having a screwdriver or something then, and acting like they just wanted to harass me for no reason and check for weapons that I didn't have. And I had video of them, like the police approached me at exactly 11:33, that fake Masonic 33. So, so the fake Officer Lowry of the fake Gretna police, he lied to the judge and said that there was evidence that I tried to break into the library. And he also lied and said that when they approached, he tried to make it like they walked up and calmly tried to talk to me, and that I ran off, and that I resisted arrest multiple times. And I'm like, none of that's even really true. And the judge tried to say, did you give him your name? Did you give him your name or not? And I'm like, can I please explain myself? And I forgot what other lies the police officer said. But yeah, if y'all saw the way the officers came, like the officers seemed like they were, I don't know if they were gonna crash into me and kill me, or if they, and that's why I probably moved out of the way. I don't know. They almost crashed into the building. They almost crashed into me. So, I was innocent. I didn't try to break into anything. Why would I leave out of the library shortly before they closed just to turn around and try to break in? That shit ain't funny. For y'all to lie, it's stalkers to lie, that is not funny. And so the and I forgot I can't even remember what else the fake officer lied and said. And so the judge said, ma'am, do you have any questions for this officer? I said, no, sir, I don't. And he let the police officer go. And I said, well, can I say my side of the story? Can I explain what happened? And they said, sure, go ahead. In the moment I said, I'm homeless. And they're like, oh. And then the fake prosecutor said, oh, objection. No. And then the judge was like, you breaking the law? Oh, that has nothing to do with whether you're homeless or not. You still have to follow the law and this and that or whatever. Oh, wait. Now, also, the police officer lied and said that the police officer lied to the judge and said that the library was closed, but he lied to the judge and said that the staff did not want me there and that I was not supposed to be there after hours. And that he lied and said that, and that's not true, because I have had conversations after the arrest where even the Gretna police that work here, the officers that be on duty like a security guard, it's like officers that sit in the library and perform like a security guard kind of role, excuse me, and also the Gretna library staff. and the main Metairie library staff. And also I had that letter. I had that notarized letter that the stalkers they stole my entire orange backpack that had the notarized letter. So um so yeah, it was the that was not, the stalkers even bragged about posing as or pretending to be library staff and said that they didn't want me over at the Harvey Library branch. And then like, yeah, ha ha ha, I pretended to be a library staff and this and that or whatever. And they said, ha ha ha, yeah, I called the cops and told them this. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did this. I told this lie on you and I did this and I did that. Calling from out of state. Because the stalkers, even fake Darnell Williams perp, he even bragged about how he pretended to be Mr. Danny from the Harvey Library branch. I was told that I do have permission to be at the library after hours to use the Wi-Fi. Not only just me, but the public. Excuse me. So the officer lied and said that library staff told him, but it was the stalkers pretending to be or posing as the library staff. Because with them having this mentality, Candy, I own you. I own your soul. You belong to us. Candy, we own you. Because they're satanic traffickers. So, excuse me. So, like, everything I try to explain to the judge, the prosecutor kept interrupting me and said, objection, objection. Like, I can't even explain nothing. And then only one, I don't remember what time when I was trying to explain something, and one time the prosecutor defended me against the judge and trying to encourage him to let me speak. But I try to explain about the stalkers making fake prank calls. I try to explain, about the illegal swatting. They didn't want to hear. They weren't trying to hear nothing I had to say, anything at all. And the more I kept trying to explain, the more frustrated and disgusted that they kept getting towards me. And they more like just like wanted me to just fuck off and go shoo, go away. We sick of you. Like, go away. We tired of you. So the judge, towards the end, the judge said, you are found guilty and this and that. I'm like, no, I'm not guilty. And he said, yes, the court finds you guilty. You are guilty on all charges. And so they have me under false criminal charges of criminal mischief, resisting arrest, and failure to identify. I was innocent. That's why I did not reveal my I did not try to say, if people try to say be quiet and don't tell the police nothing, So if you're stupid if you explain yourself, you're stupid if you stay quiet. I don't know. Because December 21st, 2024, they threatened me with arrest if I didn't give them my ID when the stalkers illegally swatted prank call and lied on me. Excuse me. So, and all the times they threaten me almost every day saying more swatting coming, more swatting, we're about to swat you again, police being called right now, we call the police every time I try to live stream. And they try to make me feel fearful of live streaming or feeling hesitate or scared to live stream. If I live stream in a hotel, they get me wrongfully banned from the hotel. If I live stream outside, they illegally swat me with the police and have me wrongfully thrown in jail. So, excuse me, every situation that, the fake court judge, even with the other people, it's like they were pissed that I did not get a public defender. Why are y'all mad if I try to represent myself and I'm innocent and but y'all don't have the last say? So God knows I'm not guilty. God knows that I have been lied on. So you don't, for eternal judgment, y'all got blood on y'all hands. Y'all know what y'all doing. And they're protecting the stalkers by lying and saying that the stalkers setting me up and lying on me had nothing to do. I did not break the law. And one of the officers that is at the security guard here, I don't think I remember his name, but I remember his description, but I'm not gonna describe him right now. But I heard that he was furious when he found out that the Gretna police took me to jail, and said I was trespassing, So I mean, the stalkers, when they prank call hotels and lie and say that, Candy is, smearing poop on your hotel walls, or they'll lie and say, oh, Candy's masturbating in your bedrooms, or they say Candy's doing this, Candy peed on herself, and it's nothing but just lies from sex traffickers. They're perverted, they're filthy, they're disgusting. Or they'll make false prank calls lying and say, oh, Candy bringing bed bugs into your room, or Candy suicidal, or Candy threatening to kill herself. All these lies, even when I'm not feeling suicidal. I'm not feeling suicidal like I want, despite what happened, I'm not feeling like I want to hurt or kill myself right now. So, I mean, I guess I'm feeling a little bit strong right now because I know I'm innocent. But I am upset because the fake court judge wrongfully said that I have to pay a fine of $854.50 because of being lied on. How is, when they come running to you just straight up to try to throw you in handcuffs, and when you say, wait a minute, hold on, I was told I was allowed to be here, they call that resisting arrest. I'm like, hold on, let me explain myself. And a lot of people say that these officers are like mind controlled robots, and that they're Freemasons. The court judges, they're Freemasons. The prosecutors and all, they got all those fake shiny new cars and everything because they're Freemasons, satanic Freemasons. The fake court judge, Raymond Osborne, you a deceiver. So, I mean, I don't know if I get in trouble, so I'm not going to try to talk about other people's court cases or whatever. But as I said, I'm just talking about mine, And yeah, I have the biological nephew, Raymond Grandpre. And for the other court in Metairie, judge named Rebecca, but I never saw her. But now I have a cousin with that name. Blake's sister. Blake who got shot and killed. That Blake. So I have to pay $854.50 for crimes that I didn't commit. That is higher than my Social Security check. And the judge said something about a payment plan of $25 a month. But when I got the paper, it said $50 a month that's due on this date, due on that date. And like $50 a month every month until until December of 2027. So that's more fines and fees and, for fake criminal charge. I did not commit criminal mischief. But yes, later on, I refused to give them my ID because I'm innocent. And I'm tired of being played with. I'm sick and I'm tired. And they know who I am anyway. Excuse me. I did not commit criminal mischief. Later on, after, they had already handcuffed me. Well, if I'm in handcuffs, how am I going to give you my ID? How am I going to give you my ID or driver's license? When you first approached me, you didn't talk to me. You did not ask for identification or whatever. But I guess refusal to ID is refuse to tell them my name, what my name is. I was already wrongfully handcuffed. So the judge said something about that I can appeal or something like that, and then I have to go through some other judge to see. I'm too tired to go through all this. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired of even going to set foot in court any more times. And they didn't say this time that, oh, if you pay off all the fines and stuff, we'll clear your record. So it looks like I'm going to have, be forced to have these criminal charges on my record for the rest of my life for stuff I didn't do, that I was falsely accused of by satanic cult cyber criminals and hackers or whatever, traffickers, murderers, rapists, pedos. This is not funny. And then I went into the I was told to go in the little office and I try to explain to them, I needed somebody to hear me out. But the ladies, they were kind of they were fake nice, but kind of like trying to ignore me a little bit. But excuse me, but it's like they gave me the paperwork with they gave me the paperwork with the all the fake payment schedules or whatever. Like, how am I gonna pay all this? Like, and excuse me, I would even hate to pay off. They lied and said that you agree to pay this. No, I don't agree to that. And no, I'm not guilty. Excuse me. But I know I didn't do it. Why am I guilty for something I didn't do? Why am I guilty for something if I didn't do it? And yes, I don't know who stole my orange backpack, but Sticky bragged and said it was him who stole my backpack with the notarized letter saying that I am allowed. And so then, like, the judge lied to me to my face and said that I never presented any evidence to him. Like, I did show you my evidence, but you rejected my evidence. And they're like, oh, just go. Him and the prosecutor, they got frustrated and disgusted with me. But the prosecutor, I think last year, I think I saw him, he had a nice fake new car, and I don't remember if he had one headlight or if he had arm out the window or some gang stalking activity that he did. I don't remember. The prosecutor, And I don't remember if I filmed and recorded or took a picture or what I did. If I took a picture or video of him performing perp activity, the prosecutor. But it was outside the courtroom. You know, he was illegally driving that fake car he don't deserve to have. You know, a celebrity kind of vehicle. A fake up public offender and all them, they all got fake, illegally have fake nice cars and everything that they don't deserve to have, that they sold their soul to the devil for. So, yeah, so that judge lied and said I never presented any evidence. Like, you rejected my evidence. I did try to show you. He's like, you didn't provide any evidence. You're just trying to explain yourself and this and that. Like, well, and when I said I did try. Oh, just go, just get out of here, just go. And you owe $854.50. And we'll put you on a $25 payment plan. It was like embarrassing in front of those. They had 5 juvenile kids that were in the courtroom. 5 juvenile kids that were in the courtroom that saw, you know, it was embarrassing, you know. But they were teenagers. They weren't like elementary school, but they were teenagers. But, you know, I was like embarrassed, you know. But yeah. But after this, I mean, I don't know why, but they didn't give me any more court dates. But they said that, oh, if you miss the court date, then, you know, you'll have a warrant out for your arrest, and you'll have to pay $150 for contempt. You know, excuse me. So after the ladies gave me the paper, then like I walked to the bus stop, and it started raining, and they had the same black guy that was giving me threatening looks in the courtroom. When we were at the bus stop, he tried to tell me off his own mind, started to try to lecture me, saying, you know, you all could have gone to jail, huh? You know, you almost went to jail. And, you know, you're not supposed to talk in the courtroom and this and that or whatever. Oh, remember when you told about that fly, you were supposed to keep quiet. And he was just starting and all that, and started to try to lecture me. And then he said, oh, and that's why the police officer kept telling you, keep quiet, whatever. I said, he only told me something one time. And he said, yeah, I saw plenty of people go to jail for, you know, for talking in the courtroom or whatever. I'm like, well, no, this is all new to me, because all the times I've been in court, nobody ever told me you're supposed to stay quiet, and say nothing in the courtroom. How come the prosecutors and stuff could talk in the courtroom and have conversations about the weekend and babies being born and direct the conversation and all that? You know, excuse me. So I asked that boy, I said, how old are you? He said, oh, I'm 28. But he tried to talk to me like he's 42 and I'm 28. But then he tried to tell me I look so young. But I'm like, well, if you're a multiple offender or you're a criminal, or like, how you going to enforce the law on me about stuff that ain't your business? Mind your fucking business. Mind your business. You ain't here to help, especially if he tried to tell me straight to my face that, oh, the reason why the officer only told you one time because he figured something was wrong with you. Or I said, well, I have Tourette's. That's why I was, had the Tourette's outburst about the fly. They probably planted the fly to come and bother me. Excuse me, to bother and trigger me. So And he's like, oh, the officer, that hurt my feelings when he said, oh, the police officer, he figured something was, see, they're making my eye itch. he said, oh yeah, the police officer, whoever, oh, he figured something was wrong with you. That's why he ain't say nothing. Or he figured you was slow, or he figured you was crazy, cause that's why he ain't. That's why they just let you talk. That's why he ain't say nothing. They making my nose itch and stuff. Excuse me. So that's all I can remember to think of this. It's all I can remember at the moment to think about, like, as much as I can remember everything that happened. So then, I rode the bus and then I came over here because this was the closest library. But the library here closes at 6 p.m. today, which is in less than 2 hours. It's 4:19 p.m. at the moment. And well, because of the stalkers swatting me and stuff, I won't be able to live stream over here. I mean, after the library closes. Oh, I won't even be able to stand by and do a video. So I have to go somewhere else and try to do a video or a live stream trying to get help for a hotel tonight, because they have like a tropical disturbance and it's supposed to rain every day until at least Saturday. So if I had to be forced to, I mean, the stalkers, wrongfully doing this to me, it's like, for me to have a fake criminal record for crimes I didn't commit, y'all really holding me back from jobs and housing. How can you tell me get to work, but I'm being hindered because y'all hinder me with false police calls and having me to be wrongfully arrested and thrown in jail, and you think it's funny? Because their version of work means go and prostitute and OnlyFans, and they want and selling your soul and joining a gang stalking cult and stuff. That's their version of work. Oh, I cannot work at the grocery store, which is honest work. Oh, they're trying to get you wrongfully fired as soon as they find out you got a job. As soon as they find out I got a place to live, oh, they in the work zone trying to plot on how to get me wrongfully kicked out of my housing. As soon as I get there, oh, you found out my new place where I live at before I can even post up a video. 2 hours after I move in. That's the kind of stuff that they're doing. And they're trying to silence truth tellers. But I love y'all. I need a break. I'm going to upload this and I'll talk to y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. But I need help with at least like $100 for a hotel for tonight out of the rain and bad weather. And I also need help with funds for food, like $15 for dinner tonight. And I also need help with, if possible, breakfast tomorrow. And I only got $1.35 left in the bank and no cash.